Hello everyone and welcome back to my The Young and Restless 24 YouTube channel. I hope you guys are having a wonderful day. Before we start, please hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. Kyle runs into Summer at the athletic club as she's picking up takeout. He comments that it's like they're all living together again. One big happy family at the athletic club, she jokes. He says Harrison is enjoying going between their suites. He's just hoping the emendations on the mansion will end soon and they can get home. When he asks after her mama, she admits she's been trying to move herself not to worry, but this is all so odd. After everything that happened with Heather, Phyllis must know how upset they would be, and she doesn't suppose she'd designedly put them through this agony. It's enough to make her believe commodity terrible has happened. As she tears up, he pulls her in to sob on his shoulder. Claire strolls through the rotating doors and stops in her tracks as she spots them looking cozy. Claire comes over and interrupts. Summer tails down and says that going over what's fussing her just got to her. Claire explains she's there for a business lunch with Nikki. It's a surprise to Summer that she's so ambitious in commercial life. She's still surprised by how presto she dropped her passion for working with children. Her kinsman explains how important she loved working with Harrison. That did so important to center her after the trauma of dealing with Jordan. But being back in the commercial world is comfortable and amping. Kyle says that means she's exactly where she needs to be. Summer cringes as she watches them and also dredges up the hell that Claire helped Jordan put the family through. For the first time in a long time, I'm not grasping onto commodity out of despair, insists Claire. Nikki drifts in and admires Claire for being beforehand. She and Summer catch up on the Phyllis and Sharon issue, and Nikki tries to assure her granddaughter that her mama will soon make her return. Explaining that her auto is having issues, Summer asks Kyle for a lift to work. She heads to the door and looks back, glaring as Kyle gives Claire a kiss farewell. Once Summer and Kyle are gone, Nikki asks her sick-looking granddaughter if anything is wrong. They get a table and Nikki explains she tasted some awkwardness in the air between her granddaughters. Claire claims it's nothing, but Nikki prods her, claiming she loves them both. With that, Claire admits that she has the print that Summer has issues with her relationship with Kyle. She's not sure if she wants him back, but commodity seems to be going on, and she wonders if Victor is prompting Summer to reconnect with her partner. Nikki will concede that her hubby sometimes takes effects a bit far when it comes to disapproving of connections. Admitting she has no evidence for her reservations, Claire adds that Summer seems inspired recently when it comes to Kyle. She can't help but presume on what's behind that. Summer seems to have come more aggressive in using her history with Kyle to drive a wedge between them. Claire worries she's just being insecure and paranoid. Her grandmother tells her she doesn't need to feel insecure about anything, however, she should hold on to it as long as she's happy, if she has a good relationship. She'll admit that, as much as she loves Summer, she can't deny she has some of her mama-esque tendencies. She urges Claire not to let that blackjack her. She's sure effects will settle down and they can live as an amalgamated family. Nikki promises to do all in her power to make sure no bone. Not indeed Victor, takes that from her. She'll always have her support. When Summer and Kyle arrive at Crimson Lights, he notes she was veritably quiet on the lift over and wonders if commodity is on her mind. He can't shake the feeling that she's worried about his relationship with Claire. As they get their coffees, she tells him he can be involved with anyone he wants to be. I watch about you, she admits. She has some residual defensive passions and doesn't want him to be hurt, however, he urges her to let this go, if that's all this is. His parents worry about him enough formerly. Summer can't shake her enterprises that her forefather might try to mess effects up for him. Kyle claims not to be spooked of Victor's opposition. He can't run his life or Claire's and won't let him impact Harrison. She's impressed that he wants to stand up to her grandpa, but utmost who try fail. He doesn't have the power to fire me as Claire's swain, he points out. She jokingly asks if he's sure of that. Kyle is sure Claire can't be bullied, but Summer asks if it's worth it, given how bad it might get. It's further than worth it, he insists. That makes her ask if he's falling in love with Claire. Allowing that over, he says he's not sure effects have reached that stage, but he could see it passing. Effects are developing naturally, and he hopes Summer is being sincere that this isn't an issue for her. She claims she's not wasting any time allowing about it. When he heads out to the auto, she bites her lip. At Nate's extension, Amy sighs as she explains she eventually feels like she has reconnected with her son. He says that's what they were hoping for. She's not deluding herself into allowing effects are perfect, but they disregarded and cried about the history. Sounds violent, he says. Amy feels like her son might now be willing to find a way to remission. He indeed spoke about getting to know his half-family more too. Hastings is happy and relieved to hear all of this. They didn't know what to anticipate. Damien's mama kept a lot of secrets from him. Nate adds that his half-family has been enough mysterious himself and he nearly anticipated him to evaporate. With her curiosity piqued, Amy asks if he learned commodity she doesn't know. He explains that Lily did some probing on her own and discovered that the companies Damien claimed to enjoy are actually possessed by a riddle man named Aristotle Dumas. Damien is only the CEO. On one hand, Amy is relieved since she couldn't imagine how her son could have paid for two companies. On the other, she worries about why he'd agree to be a front for this Dumas. Nate says they shouldn't automatically assume the worst. She can agree to that and wants to have faith that all will be okay. Her son seems to be doing well. Standing, Nate announces he has further good news. He explains his oncologist friend has cleared her schedule and is coming over to bandy treatment options with her. Amy is ready for anything that will give her more reasons to hope. He says that Dr. Kelly is on the cutting edge, so he's hopeful and they should be allowing positive. Amy admits she's swamped with positive vibes from him and Audra. Now that she knows there's a chance she can heal effects with her son, she'll cleave to anything that can give her further time. Effects are eventually looking up in so numerous ways, so why not believe in this phenomenon too? Nate has formerly done further for her than she deserves. Blubbing, she hugs him near. Devon and Lily are on the yard of Crimson Lights when Damien strolls in. Spotting Lily, he says hello, and she introduces him to her family. Damien admits that after being offered a job at Winters, he dug into Devon's career and admires how successful he's been. After taking the compliment, Devon starts grilling him for lying about the companies he claimed to enjoy. Lily admits that she was the bone who felt compelled to dig into his life. She and Devon are defensive of their family and couldn't get over him transferring in fraud to meet Nate. Damien demurs that he explained why he was suspicious, and he was right to be. I was being conservative, not unrighteous, he insists, adding they've nowhere near the full story. They can understand him being conservative, but what was he looking to find by coming to Genoa City? Information, Damien says. Nate's interest raised some red flags, so he assumed there was further to it. It turns out he was right. He can understand them wanting to cover their family, but he has no secret docket. He points out that he just discovered that utmost of what he believed about his life and family has been a taradiddle. He has a half-family he was no way apprehensive of and his mama is dying. While they may be wondering about what he's up to, he can't shake the same passions about them. They understand he's had a lot to deal with and explain they're only concerned about their kinsman. After Lily walks down to take a call, the men sit at a table. Incontinently, Devon explains they've a lot in common because he didn't know his natural father for utmost of his life moreover. His mama always prevaricated about it and it wasn't until much latterly that he learned it was Tucker. Damien appreciates him participating that, but Devon adds he still doesn't trust him. The way he's operated has been questionable. He's been hiding his connections, transferring hoaxers, and lying about retaining companies. Devon has no idea what his motives are or why he's keeping so numerous effects secret. Damien insists his only motive is curiosity and a need to cover his sequestration. Anyway, he doubts Nate would have come clean with him at the onset. He has every reason to suspect Nate and Amy, but he's still willing to talk effects over with them. Why aren't Devon and Lily on the same runner? Lily joins them as Devon claims he's still willing to give Damien the benefit of the mistrustfulness. He can always count on him being blunt and direct. Damien thanks him for the warning and asks Lily if she'd watch to join him for regale again. How about tonight, he asks. Devon shoots his family a look. She offers to check her timetable and get back to him. He's sure his number is in her Rolodex so she can call him. After Damien exits, Devon wonders why his family seems so forgiving of Damien. She wonders why he opened up to Damien about each they'd learned about him. Devon just doesn't trust the Joe, and it's concerning to see that she seems to have some kind of passions for him. She explains she can see why Damien thinks they're being untrustworthy. Her family insists their cards are on the table. He thinks it was telling that Damien started playing the victim when he brazened him. That leads him to suspect there are a lot further secrets than what they've uncovered. Nate and Amy want effects to work out with him, so they're eyeless to the bigger picture. Devon isn't saying this is each bad, but they should be skeptical. Lily explains that she's spent time with Damien and doesn't feel like he's dangerous. Her family wonders why she's timbered defenses and wants to go to regale with him. Is this turning into commodity particular for you? He asks. She doesn't see the detriment in getting to know him more. That's a way to get answers without spooking him off. That sounds fine to him, but he'd detest for her to get close to this man only for their worst reservations about him to come true.